We will carry on from where we stopped with Chapter 6 series of lectures. Now let's consider the 5 targets in more detail. Being on time isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. Deadlines create benefits beyond the obvious. For example, delivering early means benefits can be realized sooner, which can boost business value and customer satisfaction. Hitting deadlines makes planning easier, whether it's managing dependencies in your project, coordinating resources, or aligning with other projects at the portfolio or program level. In short, time discipline fuels predictability and value creation. Meeting deadlines has several additional advantages that aren't always obvious. It gives confidence stakeholders, and the team feel reassured by visible progress. Sometimes, there's no choice. External factors like market pressures or regulations force you to stick to a schedule. It helps reduce the likelihood of cost overruns. Assuming resources are fixed, it enhances reputation with the customer, showing reliability and professionalism. And remember, being on time applies at all levels. A short sprint of 2 weeks, a stage of 2 months, or an entire project of 6 months. Agile emphasizes regular delivery to maintain this rhythm. Every project framework aims for the right level of quality. But in practice, quality can be at risk, especially in traditional waterfall approaches. When earlier technical phases like analysis or design overrun, later phases like testing or implementation often get compressed to meet deadlines. This can compromise quality. Prince2 avoids this problem by managing stages rather than purely technical phases, giving teams better control and maintaining quality throughout. Agile complements this by focusing on incremental delivery and constant feedback, so quality is built in, not squeezed at the end. For example, when using a traditional waterfall lifecycle that is broken down into technical phases such as analyze, design, build, test, and implement. Note that with Prince2 is built around management stages and not technical stages. There is a risk that frequently materializes of the earlier phases overrunning, leading to later phases becoming compressed in order to deliver on time. A common pitfall in traditional approaches is reducing quality checks or testing to meet deadlines. This might seem like a short-term win, but it often leads to long-term pain. Think products going live with defects, recalls, or unhappy customers. Prince2 Agile solves this by flexing what is delivered rather than compromising quality. Instead of cutting corners, the team can reduce scope or postpone lower priority features, ensuring the final product still meets the customer's quality expectations and acceptance criteria. Compromising quality can happen in many ways, and it's not always obvious at first. Common examples include reduced testing, skipping steps to save time, incomplete documentation, leaving teams or users without clear guidance, suboptimal design, taking shortcuts that affect performance or usability, lack of training users or support teams aren't ready for the product, non-compliance with standards, ignoring regulations or internal rules. Prince2 Agile helps prevent these issues by prioritizing what is delivered, not compromising quality, and embedding checks throughout the project lifecycle. When quality is compromised, the impact often isn't immediate, it's long-term and expensive. Effects may include reduced usability, users struggle to get value from the product, significant support requirements, more resources are needed to fix issues, degraded performance, the product doesn't work as efficiently as expected, lack of user engagement, people may avoid using the product altogether. Prince2 Agile protects the level of quality and ensures that deadlines are met by reducing the amount delivered by the project, but not reducing activities that ensure that the quality level is met. In other words, instead of cutting quality-related activities, the team reduces the amount delivered, focusing on fewer, higher priority items that are done well. The act of handling change by replacing one or more requirements, or features or user stories, with others of a similar size in terms of effort. Change is inevitable when tackling anything complex. Expect it, and plan for it. Change can come as a new idea or as a correction when assumptions prove wrong. And here's the key. Change is positive because it usually leads to a more accurate final product. But we need to distinguish between minor changes and major changes. Minor changes, small adjustments that can be handled dynamically with minimal overhead. These can often be accommodated by flexing what is delivered through prioritization or trading, swapping features. Major changes, significant adjustments that impact the project baseline. These require formal change control and may even trigger exception processes or project reassessment if the business case is affected. This highlights why setting the project baseline at the right level in the pit is so important to avoid over-detailing early on so you can respond effectively to change. Trading, swapping, replacing one or more requirements, features, or user stories with others of similar effort to handle minor change. When projects fall behind, the instinct in traditional approaches is often, let's add more people to speed things up. That can work if the work is simple, but for challenging work, especially in Agile, it often doesn't help in the short term. Agile relies on informal communication organizing teams short time boxes like 2-week sprints. Adding or changing team members disrupts these mechanisms, often reducing productivity and causing confusion. This is why Prince2 Agile sets cost tolerance to 0. We don't solve schedule problems by simply adding people. Team dynamics is defined as the interpersonal interactions between the individuals on a team. This relates to the culture and attitudes of the people in the team, and needs to be managed carefully, as it can be a very positive and powerful force when it is working well, but it can be destructive when it breaks down. Adding new people to a team may seem like a quick fix, but it comes with hidden costs in terms of time to onboard new members need to be brought up to speed, communication overhead. More people means exponentially more lines of communication, opportunity cost, resources taken from other areas to fill the team. Team dynamics, relationships, and ways of working need to be re-established. Often, the impact on team dynamics is the most underestimated and the most counterproductive effect of all. That said, team changes are inevitable over the life of a project. The key is, avoid using extra people to solve short-term schedule problems, especially within a sprint or a short time frame, for example, 4 weeks or less. Think of a sports team mid-game. Bringing in new players who haven't trained together can disrupt teamwork and reduce overall performance, even if the team has more players. It is, however, important to understand that team members may need to change throughout the life of a project as the needs of a project change. However, this concept of avoiding the use of extra people to improve progress applies primarily to the short term, for example, 4 weeks or less, such as within a sprint. Thank you for listening. Please drop your questions or any further comments in the chat before continuing with the next lecture. See you in the next lecture.